just goofing around. Sorry. It's like sliding around with this thing. Let's see. That's it. I love you too. I love you, baby. Thank you. Thanks, baby. I like to drink my veggies and fruit. I repossess things that get neglected. Show up when you least expect it. Won't go that far. You just can't go that far. I know you won't go that far, 'cause it's my job to know where you are. I'm the repo man. How does that go? I'm the repo man. I'm the repo man. I'm the repo man. The repo man. I'm reaping. Gotta clear out my old windpipes. I'm the repo man. I haven't played that song much in a while. I played it once the other night, but I kind of forgot how it went here and there. I wrote this song about the repo man, but I had this boss for a while. I was doing landscaping, and he was doing some pretty good jobs. He had some pretty high dollar installations that we were doing. You know, he was pretty good at what he did. And I was like the backbone. I was the guy that did the work. He contracted the job, and he would help me here and there because he was like the designer or whatever. But he knew how to do all the stuff, and he would help me even when I needed it. And we had a pretty good thing going. It was just me and him and his truck, and it was going along good for a while until he got spun out on speed, and that was the beginning of the end. He's doing fine now. He moved to New York, but this is a long time ago. The dude went from being just like a well-functioning businessman, who had like a good business. I mean, it was just the two of us, but like we were making a lot of money, and he just, you know, wasn't getting any sleep after a while, the drugs, and he started going nuts, and I wasn't paying his bills and stuff. Stuff started getting fishy. He was slacking on paying me, and at one point where it was just completely obvious what was going on, he had hired me just to watch for the repo man because he just went did all the hard work, whereas I usually would do it, but he was paranoid about his truck getting repoed. We're working up in Danville at the golf course up there where the 49ers live and shit. like some pretty nice properties, you know. And he just wasn't functioning very efficiently. He hired me to sit at the truck and watch for the repo man. And I guess I was supposed to drive off in the truck or something because I had the keys. And it got pretty boring after a while, you know. And, I was making good money just sitting there, but I started bringing my guitar to work, you know, and so I could just play guitar while he was working. The repo man never showed up. A couple of times I jokingly thought about being, or just pretending I was the repo man and taking his truck and being like, "Oh, dude, the repo man showed up," and pranking him, you know. And during that time period, that's when I made up the song "Repo Man." All right, it's kind of sounds nasty, huh? It's good though. It's fruit and veggies all blended up together. Got your spinach, got your carrots, got your berries, yogurt, all stuff good. The repo man, the repo man, the repo man, and I'm reaping it. Yeah. All right. I often keep company who are shady. I represent the people who pay. And you didn't seem to get that far. You just couldn't move that far. Now I'm taking off in your car. You're comfortable where you are. You see, it's all about deals to me. All about deals gone bad. Wheels within wheels within wheels within I'm the repo man. I'm the repo man. I'm the repo man. I'm reaping it. You keeping it. Didn't you know this is just got to go? You can't reap what you did not sow. Repo man. Going back to the repo depot. Something like that. Repo depot. Anyways, what's up, MNB? Nice to see you. What does MNB stand for? pestering me. Do you know about the long con? Do you know about the long con? There's a long con. Do you know about the long con that's been going on? The long con. Do you know about the long con that's been going on? It's a long, 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 long ongoing con. Been going on for far too long. They're conning you senseless. They're conning you senseless. And your senses, all your senses just gone. The con runs on. The con runs on lies. The liars have laid. They leave their layers and layers and layers of lies. The truth has protective layers. That's what they say. The truth has protective layers you can peel away. The layers are the lies that the liars have laid. They leave their layers and layers and layers of lies to disguise the truth. But you can't hide truth from me. Test it, you will see. Put me to the test, you'll see that I'm better than the rest. Yes, that's me. That's who I hope to be. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. That's who I am. Who are you? Do you know that what you're doing could ruin it for the rest of us? You better step down from your throne before you're thrown down from the steps. Yeah, that's what's coming next. If you test it, yes, sir, you guessed it. God, this fly is so pestering. It's really hard to focus on what you're doing when this fly just wants to land on you constantly. And now he's gone. I had to stop my song so I could just go out of my way to kill him, and now he wants to hide. You're like a one-eyed peg leg, one-eyed peg leg pirate with a parrot in your narrative, your loosely knit narrative. And since your ship has sailed, your censorship just sunk my ship, and then your ship just sailed. You failed to be a leader for me. What led you to believe that you could be a leader who would lead this way? A good leader don't leave you to drown at sea. A good leader will lead you to where you want to be. A good leader won't feed you what you don't want to eat. Make you choke down something you don't want to swallow. A leader is someone that you want to follow. What led you to believe that you could be a leader who would lead this way? Well, your brain's wrecked. You're trying to cash a rain check to buy a ticket to a train wreck. You better get your brain checked. I expect more from you. You can put me to the test. You can put me to the test. You can put me to the test. You will see that I'm better than the rest. Yeah, that's me. That's who I hope to be. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. That's who I am. Who are you? Do you know that what you're doing's fucking wrong? And it's the long, ongoing con that's been going on. Ah, this fly, man. Such a little pest. I wish he would go. There he is. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, little pest. Oh, did I get you? They make you hit yourself. Their goal is to make you. They try to go in your ear. They want you to go like this, pop, and then knock yourself out and be laying there unconscious, and they can have their way with you. That's what they're trying to do. That's their evil plan. Fucking flies. Fucking flies. Well, Papa was a rolling snowball. He rolled away one cold, cold day. They say he's out there rolling, still rolling down this here hill. Papa was a rolling snowball. Oh, the further he rolled, the bigger he got, until he got so big that he could not stop. Roll on, Papa. Woo! Yeah, Papa was a rolling snowball. Where he laid flat was his home. You say he rolled away one cold, cold day. Then always out there rolling, still rolling down this hill. You see, the further he rolled, the bigger he got, until he got so big that he could not stop or roll on. Papa was a rolling snowball. Wherever he laid flat was his home. Say he rolled away one cold, cold day. You know he's out there rolling, still rolling down this hill. Burst through the front door and proceeded to melt into a puddle on the floor until Mama came in and mopped his ass up. Roll on, Papa. Woo! I'm a snowball too, just rolling after you. Fucking fly. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. You're asking for it, you little fucker. Yeah. Camellia, plants in blue. Nice to see ya. Yes, I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. It's hot as fuck, though. It's just so hot. Sweltering hot heat. It's hot heat. I'm just wiping sweat off my face. I'll be complaining about the rain before too long. The flies will be gone and I'll have rain and mud. I'm gonna make a name for myself and psych everyone out, achieving popularity in this pop culture these days. But I wanna be famous for faking my fame and getting all of the acclaim of the next lame brain on the next lame name brand. Yeah, but me, I'll just stand for nothing, and all those clear channels can eat my static. I know it sounds a bit dramatic, but you don't have to panic. I'm just not some jackass wannabe, and I'm not as vain as John Wayne. And you won't hear me complain I'm gonna move to Penny Lane, so I plan to be unashamed. I'm ingrained against the grain. I claim to have no claim. I had to ditch the shrew who did not tame and refrain. Back to the first frame, where I first fell off the chain, watching the world go both ways down a one-lane road at the same damn time. And I don't mean to rain on your parade or your pride. I just don't think you should have to try that hard to be recognized. It seems like way too much of a strain when you could just read the game, take the reins. Yeah, I'm cut to the chase. Do I have to explain? I'm just famous for faking my fame. Famous for faking it. Oh yes, I'm famous for faking my fame. It seemed like fair game. All you people, you just wanna make money. Don't you wanna be loved by anybody? Don't care how broke I am, just as long as you're my friend. I'll keep on filling your ears with what you didn't expect to hear. And when you're done, you won't know what's here or there. Just seems that nothing is quite what it appears to be. But you need to have a sense of humor in this business with me. It's a business that just won't let me be too self-conscious, and for some it becomes obnoxious. Just don't take it personally. I hope you don't get offended by my remarks. I like to keep my people in the dark that way. When I fire up and spark, I look like a hero. Oh, I'm just famous for being famous. You don't know what my name is, 'cause you're out of the loop. And I flew the coop, I flew right through the loophole. Yes, I'm famous for being famous. You don't know what my name is, 'cause you're out of the loop. Yes, and I flew the coop, I flew right through the loophole. Ooh, I'm famous for being famous. You don't know what my name is, 'cause you're out of the loop. Yes, and I flew the coop, flew right through the loophole. higher than that. I just can't climax any better than that. That's where it stops right there. I'm just famous for faking my fame. And people think it is lame, but it's better than not being famous. Oh, that guy, he's famous for faking that he's famous. So he's not really famous because he's faking it, but he's famous for doing that. So he is famous. Well, yeah, but he's famous for faking his fame. So he's not really famous because he's faking it. Well, no, he's famous now because he's famous for faking it. Oh, well then, so then he is famous. Well, well, that's the definition of faking it till you make it, I guess, right? Yeah, it's hard to avoid the wind currents here. At least there's wind blowing to keep the flies off me. I'm famous for being an anus. But you know why NASA's always talking about my anus? Every time I watch NASA, eventually they're going to bring up my anus. It's always about my anus. We're going to Uranus sometime. And I'm just like, no, you're not. Fucking weirdos, man. They lie. I think the slothstronaut is a kind of good, like, metaphor for, like, because it was supposedly like the right stuff. These astronauts had to have the right stuff to be able to be an astronaut. If you want to be on the Apollo moon landings, you have to be the right stuff. All this harsh, rigorous training and anal probes and all kinds of crazy stuff you got to go through. But we see the astronauts of today up on the ISS with their cans of hairspray and their fucking wimpy ass looking scrawny look fucking little fucks, just like people that are just not the right stuff at all. They look like just a bunch of fucking idiots. Well, they are. They're acting like it. And they're hoaxing space, which is a pretty drastic fucking crime against humanity. I mean, the thing they're trying to perpetuate is fucking, dude, it's all bad. But like these guys, I mean, they're not the right stuff. They're like fucking sloth. They're sloths. They're just fucking, they don't do shit. They just sit around lying to people. Slothstronaut. They're slothstronaut. Sloth. Slothophagus. The slothstronaut, and they dress up like monkeys. And what else they do? They show us the bathroom. They talk about how they have science to do every day of the week. It's rigorous science. They never tell us what the science is. Sometimes they'll show us a bubble of water or like a mouse or some lettuce. But it's pretty apparent that there isn't really anything of any relevance going on there. It's like they're just simply making a show. It's a presentation for you to say, oh, look at the advancement of today's technology. We're like flying around on a space station. That's crazy. We always wanted a space station, and look, we have one. It's so great. These guys are floating around up there because of the gravity and la 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 la. It's a bunch of horse shit. They're not doing nothing. Well, what's that thing flying up there that comes around when they say it's going to come around? I don't know. It's a pretty good trick, I got to admit. But if you look at their presentation and just the logic behind all of it, it's just like it's flawed. It's fraud. It's flawed and it's fraud. It's flawed. It's full of frauds. It's fraudulent. It's fraudulent. And the hairspray alone gives it away. That's just so bad. I mean, come on, some of those chicks, you can tell their hair is not flowing. It's like static. It's like kind of bounces a little bit, but it's not flowing the way it's supposed to flow. When you see like people in their vomit comment when they look like they're floating, they're simulating low G. And in fact, that's what they say they're doing with the ISS. They're like, we're in a controlled free fall around the Earth. So that's, so you're basically simulating what you think low G is, where it's just like you're falling actually, but you're just in an environment that's also falling. And so you're able to like make it look like you're floating, but you're not really floating. You're falling. I know, of course, the uprising Earth people are going to come in there and be like, no, you're losing momentum is what you're doing. You're not falling. You're losing momentum. And I say, well, that's kind of some backwards thinking right there, because technically you are gaining momentum as you fall. I think. I mean, you're plummeting. I'll just leave it at that. You're plummeting to your doom. The Earth is plummeting up towards you to meet you on your way to losing momentum. It's like you're going up, and then you jump off the thing going up. So, yeah, because you're no longer going up anymore. So you're like, you're probably only going up for a second, but then you're just falling, right? Wouldn't you be falling, like losing momentum? No, because if you're no longer being pushed up, then you're falling, right? But what is the logic there? I'm trying to figure that out. I'm famous. With the flies love me. Okay, so if you've jumped off the thing that's pushing you up, well, you've lost all momentum at that point. Now you're falling, right? I mean, what is the logic with this uprising Earth? I'm trying to figure it out. Losing momentum. They call falling losing momentum. And I guess if you're being pushed up and then because they want you to think that the whole environment is moving up at the same time. So if you were to be falling, you're just falling within that one environment that's actually moving up. So, but that still doesn't make sense. Why? The logic doesn't check out. It's flawed. It's flawed logic. And they have these demonstrations where they show like a bottle of water and they'll drop it and they'll do like a slow video of it and they'll look at it and be like, look, the water doesn't displace while it's falling. Because, like they'll agitate the bottle and say, like, look, the water is displaced as I shake it around. It's like, yeah, no shit. Then they drop the water bottle without agitating the water. They just let go of it and it falls and they show you a slow-mo video of it. And you're like, look, the water is still all nice and level as it's falling. It's not displacing because it's not falling. It's simply there while the rest of the earth is moving up to catch it. And it's like, you're going to make that assumption based on that observation? I say it's being contained. So that's why it's not displacing. Take that water out of a container. You know what water looks like when it's falling? It's called a drop. It's wider at the bottom because it's displaced in the direction that it's falling, which is down. So it's displaced on the bottom. You can see all the water. It's wide. The drop is wider at the bottom. So there you go. It does displace when it falls, when it's not being contained. I mean, is it that easy to debunk their shit? Like, maybe you guys aren't hip to this whole uprising Earth thing, but you should make yourselves hip to it. But don't make sure not to comment in any of their videos because, or unless you're all about it and you're saying it's the coolest thing and it's true, because otherwise they're gonna get shit on by these guys. They won't discuss the topic though. They just shit on you. They just go like, "Oh, you're just dumb," and they just proceed to rip on you. They don't ever try to engage in discussion about the topic. Because I never come into their comments saying that they're dumb. I just come in there saying, "Well, what about this and that?" And they're just like, "Well, you're just dumb." Well, what about what I said though? You're an idiot. You just have to figure it out. Like, well, I'm not very convinced that you even figured it out, people. You just kind of want something to think you're all cool about knowing. Well, the Earth is moving up at 9.84 meters per second squared. That's flying upwards. That speed. That's a lot of speed for the whole Earth to be flying up at. I don't know. I think I smell some bullshit right there. I think I smell some bullshit. And I'm like, it's not self-evident. So they're like, yes, it is. You're just denying physics. You're just denying physics. They're like, go deny reality somewhere else. I'm like, how about discuss what you're talking about? I mean, why can't we have a discussion about it? It's like, if you got to resort to name calling right away, well, that just proves to me that you don't got shit. Don't keep denying reality, Bass. You're just an idiot. Dr. Dumbass, they were calling me. I don't think trying to help someone learn something, I don't think it's best to tell them they're dumb. That's not going to help them learn anything. I don't think they're trying to make you learn anything. This is just like, well, if we showed you what we think is a good enough presentation and you still don't get it, then you're just dumb. You can't talk about it. You just have to get it or don't. Get it or dumb. You're just dumb. It's like an IQ test. If you don't realize the Earth is flying up, then you're dumb. I say that's some bass backwards shit right there. And we've been living in a bass backwards world. Everything has been hurled into obscurity, and we can barely see the way it used to be. Living in a bass backwards world. Everything has been turned upside down. They want to shake the devil out. Living in a bass backwards land. No one seems to understand or be able to make any sense of it. Everything's been inverted, perverted, subverted, while we all were herded like cattle to the slaughterhouse. Ooh, no. Bass backwards world. You want to shake the devil out. Ooh, everything's been turned upside down. Living in a bass backwards land. We've been living in it. I don't use AI at all. Haven't used it yet. I might at some point. I don't know. But I hope not. AI's probably using me though. When I was a kid, we used to watch TV. Now I've grown up and the TV watches me. Hey, I know what AI is. AI is just an eye. Hey, I know what AI is. Do you know what AI is? Hey, I know what AI is. AI is just an eye up in the sky. It's going to spy on you and I and everyone in society. Say goodbye to your privacy. Teach it how to walk, how to talk, how to pick a lock, how to wash your socks, how to read your mind. Teach it how to jump rope, how to cut dope, how to tell a joke, but it don't understand the punchline. Teach it how to repeat it, but can it keep a secret? I don't think so, it won't know why. Oh, no. Hey, I know what AI is. AI is just an eye up in the sky. It's gonna spy on you and I and everyone in society. Say goodbye to your privacy. Yeah, it's algorithmic gimmick, been given no limit, goes all the way out and round and then back in it. Is the official, artificial, digital idolatry. That's really all it could be. To call it intelligent is intellectual dishonesty. Whoa, once the cat is out of the bag, it's impossible to put it back. Fact check this, fact check that. You can teach it how to play Tetris and Teachers have to repeat shit, but can I keep a secret? I don't think so. I don't think so. AI know what AI is. AI is when I up in the sky. It's going to spy on you and I and everyone in society. Say goodbye to your privacy. It's the most realistic shit you're going to get, but it's still fake shit. Don't mistake it for being real. It's not a lie. Teach it how to look like it's teaching itself 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 how to look like it's teaching itself. Oh, hey, teach it how to play Tetris and chess and checkers and tic-tac-toe. Teach it how to look like it's teaching itself. Look at that shit go! Whoa, whoa, totalitarian tiptoe. Look at that shit go! Hey, I know what AI is. Do you know what AI is? Hey, I know what AI is. AI is just one eye. Hey, I know what AI is. AI is just an eye up in the sky. It's going to spy on you and I and everyone in society. Say goodbye to your privacy. Yeah, it's the most realistic shit you're going to get, but it's still fake shit. Don't mistake it for being real. It's not a lie. Teach it how to walk, how to talk, how to take a look, how to wash your socks, how to read your mind. Teach it how to jump rope, how to cook dope, how to tell a joke, but it don't understand the punchline. Teach it how to repeat shit, but can it keep a secret? I don't think so. It won't know why. It won't know why. Hey, I know what AI is. AI is an eye up in the sky. It's going to spy on you and I and everyone in society. Say goodbye to your privacy. It's the algorithmic gimmick, been given no limit, goes all the way out around and then back in it. It's the official, artificial, digital idolatry. That's really all it could be to call it intelligent is intellectual dishonesty. You can teach it to play Tetris and chess and checkers and tic-tac-toe. Teach it to repeat it, but gotta keep a secret. I don't think so. I don't think so. Hey, I know what AI is. AI. Oh. Teach it how to look like it's teaching itself. Teach it how to walk, how to talk, how to pick a lock, how to wash your socks, how to read your mind. Teach it how to jump rope, cook dope, tell a joke, it'll understand the punchline. Teach it how to repeat shit, but can it keep a secret? I don't think so. It won't know why. Algorithmic gimmick, giving no limit. Goes all the way out around and then back in it. All the way out around and then back in it. Goes all the way out around and then back in it. Goes all the way out around and then back in it. It's just an algorithmic gimmick. It's just an algorithmic gimmick. It's just an algorithmic gimmick, given no limit. Goes all the way out around and then back in it. The official, artificial, digital idolatry. That's really all it could be. To call it intelligent is intellectual dishonesty. It's the official, artificial, official, artificial, official, artificial, official, artificial, artificial means fake. It's phony. It's not real. It's not really intelligent, which would otherwise be known as fake ass dumb fucking bullshit. It's not really intelligent, so it's dumb. It's dumb. Sorry. It's true, it's dumb. call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many poor boys. Lord, I know I'm one, I'm one, I'm one, I'm one, I'm one. Well, my mama was a tailor. She sold these blue jeans. My father was a gambling man down in New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans, New Orleans. And the only thing he ever needs is a suitcase and a trunk. And the only time he's satisfied is when he's on a drunk, on a drunk, on a drunk, on a drunk. On the platform, and one foot on the train. I'm going back to New Orleans to wear that ball and chain, ball and chain, ball and chain, ball and chain. Well, tell your children not to do what I've done. I'm going back to New Orleans, join the rising sun, the rising sun, the rising sun, the rising sun. There is a place in New Orleans they call the rising sun, and it's been the ruin of many poor boys. Lord, I know I'm one. I know I'm one. I'm one. I know I'm one. I'm Is there anybody out there? I don't know why. I don't know why anyone would try something so extreme. Oh, man. Seems like a bad dream. I don't care what they taught you. Let me tell you, it's just not true. And I don't care how hard you try. It just comes down to the fact that you can't transition into that. No, you just can't be what you're not. No, you just got caught in a mental trap, but you can't transition into that. No, no, you just can't. If we can see what you'd like to be, that's something you'll never achieve. If you take away what you got, my friend, that's something you can't get back, and you can't transition into that. No, no, you just can't transition into that. Nope, you just can't transition into that. No, 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 no. I don't care what they taught you. That's just something you cannot do. You can't transition into that. No, no, no. You can't transition into that. No, 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 no. Can't transition into that. No, 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 no. And God has a plan for every woman and man. Don't turn your back on God. Don't turn your back on God. Don't turn your back on God. It's not a good thing to do. You might not believe in God, but God believes in you. You can't transition into that. No, 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 no. You can't do that. You can't do that. No one has ever really done that. You can't transition into that. No, no, no. You can't transition into that. No, no, no. You can't transition into that. No, 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 no. Just can't be done. It just can't be done. No, 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 no. You can't transition into the band. And like a backup band. Can't transition into that. No, no. Could go on for hours like that. That groove could just ride, baby, ride. Ride the snake. The snake is gone. I gotta go relieve myself. I'll be right back. Slothstronauts. Slothstronauts. Anybody ever seen a slothstronaut? I have a poster of one. Cute. I'll take a little break from the old get fiddle. What's this bee obsessed with me for? Go away, bee. Go find your honey. Anybody want to hear my thoughts on why I think the Earth is flat and what I think about the final experiment? This bee wants to be my friend. Hi, bee. What's up? Are we buddies? Why are you doing that? You're not attacking me, are you? Honeybees are usually really nice. Okay, here's why I think the Earth is flat. I think it's important to go over this every once in a while because for some reason people still have a hard time understanding why there's flat earthers, and it's really easy. Most people are flat earthers, they just don't realize it. They just don't realize they think like a flat earther. I'll explain. Like, imagine if you had, just imagine yourself owning a piece of property. It's an enclosed perimeter. You got like a property line, it's like a circle. Now imagine that property line, if it just started to expand outward, just expand evenly around the whole entire perimeter, just expanding wider and wider evenly around the whole perimeter, just so your original piece of property line is just increasing indefinitely. And where you started is still right smack dab in the middle of that property that's expanding, indefinitely. And, encompassing more and more earth, just to the point where it's just like entire countries and shit. It's like, just imagine that now. Okay, so imagine you're just expanding, your property line's getting bigger and fucking bigger and bigger. Excuse me. If that were to just keep going like that indefinitely, like, you'd eventually run out of room, right? I mean, I'm assuming there's some kind of limit here on Earth, possibly. I mean, if you think there's a globe, yeah, I mean, you'd eventually run out of room to expand into, I'm guessing. And so, like, right before that happens, like, your perimeter that's been encompassing more and more property, with your very first original piece of property right in the middle. Do you think that perimeter, like, when you finally run out of room to expand into, what's that perimeter going to look like? Like, is it going to be big? you know, Encompassing the whole entire fucking world? Is that going to be a big perimeter at the end of all this? Expanding indefinitely, right? You can imagine how big that perimeter would get, right? That perimeter would get really fucking big. Expanding indefinitely. I mean, eventually you run out of room. What's it going to look like right when you run out of room? What's that perimeter going to look like? Like, size-wise? Is it going to be like tens of thousands of miles around, encompassing the whole entire world? Or is it going to be like a little teeny circle? Like, like that? Is that like a satanic sign that I'm doing? I hope not. It's just going to be a little teeny circle like this, because I'm not satanic, I promise you. Is that how big the circle is going to be right at the very end, right before you run out of room? Oh, there goes the last bit of property. You encompassed it all. You're down to one little teeny circle at the very end. Is that what you picture it looking like when you run out of room? Like, when your property line is expanding, and definitely getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Eventually, you run out of room. What's it going to look like right then? I'd imagine myself that it's going to be fucking massive. I don't see that property line ever shrinking. I don't think that's something you would witness. How could it happen? You're just acquiring more and more property. There's never a point when you're not acquiring property. It just keeps expanding. You can't imagine that would ever begin to shrink. That property line is going to be going around more and more stuff. The more stuff that's going around, the bigger it is. It's just big. By the time you're done expanding out in the whole earth, like, it's going to be a big property line. It's never going to start to shrink. Sorry, my ear keeps popping, so it's like I'm having a hard time here. But I want to make this point. Nobody ever says anything about this, but I just feel like, dude, this is the most obvious, like, flat earth proof. Because on a globe, you're supposed to think that if you're expanding like that, eventually you'd get to the median, and then your perimeter would start to shrink until you run out of room at the bottom of the ball, or the other complete opposite end of the ball, where like your property line's like that. Then that's it. That's the end of the. You've expanded all the way out, and now you're down to just one little teeny blip. But I don't think that's what would happen. I think if our property line was just expanding forever, it would just eventually run out of room, and it's going to be like tens of thousands of miles around. It will just grow. Like, that's the funny thing about distance. It's there. You can never make space disappear. Like, you're never going to be traversing around the side of a fucking planet. You're just going to be going like you would anywhere else. Anyways, I don't know. I'm over it. Maybe somebody will say something about it someday and be like, Dr. Bass, you're right.